As you've all probably heard by now, Sony held their first State of Play for 2026 yesterday, and it was massive. I'm talking God of War. I'm talking Castlevania. I'm talking Metal Gear Solid. Pretty much everything you'd want from a Sony showcase was here for us all to see, and I'll be breaking it down. I'll be going over all the things that I was personally interested in. I won't be covering everything. The showcase was over an hour long, so I can't cover everything. But if there was something that I missed that you're interested in, make sure to leave it in the comments so that everyone else can yell at me as well. Before we get started, if the audio on this video is not good, it's because my microphones stopped working. I'm not going to show the brand in case, I have this video is going to get like 100 views, but whatever. These stopped working. I don't think it's because of the microphone. I think it's because of my phone. The USB-C port on my phone isn't working. So I ordered a new microphone and I ordered a new camera, so that's coming soon as well. Videos are going up, production is going up, but anyways, if the audio is bad, it will get better very soon. Next video will be better, so stick with me. Let's start with one that came out of nowhere. All of these came out of nowhere. This showcase was kind of crazy, but the first one I want to talk about is John Wick. I am super excited for this. It looks like in this game we're going to be playing as a younger version of John Wick. Still portrayed by Keanu Reeves, of course, but it looks like he's younger than he was in the first movie at least, and definitely younger than the second movie, but yeah, it looks cool. It was a super cinematic trailer, super moody and stylish, which was cool. There was a little bit of gameplay at the end, which I couldn't really tell if it was gameplay or was cinematic, but I watched it over and I'm pretty sure the end was gameplay at least. The game is being developed by Saber Interactive alongside Lionsgate, which aren't small names, of course, so that's cool. You kind of want a bigger brand or a bigger studio to make a John Wick game. John Wick is a massive franchise, so hopefully they get it right. I'm optimistic because I love those two studios and, they do good things. But yeah, the real standout here was the gameplay. Absolutely the gameplay. It looks like it's going to heavily focus on hand-to-hand combat. It kind of gave me Sifu vibes, which I love. I have not played a whole lot of Sifu. I played it a little bit and then bounced off it like I do with most games because my attention span is abysmal. But honestly, the hand-to-hand combat looks super tight. The combos looked awesome. It looked violent and it looked like it's going to take a real amount of skill, which I hope it does. I'm curious about it because I feel like they could make these, animations and combos just preset, not as skill based, but if they lean more into that Sifu vibe where you have to master the button combos and all these things to get those animations, I think we could be in for something really cool here. There will of course be guns in the game too. It is John Wick, but I'm more excited for the hand-to-hand combat. It looked dope. No release date on this one yet, but it is confirmed for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, of course.
Yeah.
We also got a new trailer for one of my most anticipated games of the year, and that is Star Wars Galactic Racer. I know you might be thinking, it's just a racing game set in the Star Wars universe, but if you see my backdrop and all the Lego, I'm a massive Star Wars fan. What can I say? I'm excited for this. This trailer didn't really give us anything super new, but I want to talk about it anyways because I'm very excited about it. So pretty much this was a gameplay focused trailer, kind of. It still was pretty cinematic, but it looked pretty gameplay oriented. If you missed the full reveal on this, it is just a arcade Star Wars racer. You'll be doing pod racing, land speeders, speeder bikes, all those kinds of things. There are really two big things that I'm hoping for in this game, and that is a solid story mode with unlockable characters and vehicles, and then a really deep customization system for your vehicles. I really want to see a actual in-depth customization system because for me that's kind of the coolest part of a racing game is customizing your vehicle. For me at least. I'm not super into racing games, but I like them enough that if it's a Star Wars one and there's cool customization and maybe a cool story mode, I could definitely be into it. I'm very intrigued, very excited for this to come out. This one is set to land sometime in 2026 on PC, Xbox, and of course PlayStation. Next up, we got a brand new Kena game titled Scars of Cosmora. I never actually played the first Kena game, but from what I've heard, it had a cool, art direction, had some promise, but it didn't really land due to some technical hiccups and maybe just wasn't as polished as people liked. But this new entry was revealed with a super cinematic trailer. Stylistically, it looks great. The art style is colorful, slightly whimsical, kind of gives me some old school Fable vibes with like the cartoony characters that are way too short to be people, but it looks like something that I would really enjoy. You'll have an animal companion, which it looks like you'll be able to ride around on, some sort of magical wolf thing, I don't know. But yeah, the enemies look almost Zelda-esque, which is kind of cool. And the overall vibe seems just bigger and more ambitious than the first time around. But yeah, if this ends up being a tight, sub 30-hour campaign with strong combat and a focused story, that's all I really need to get into it because of the art style being so up my alley. But yeah, we'll see how this one goes. It is coming later this year on PS5 and PC. No Xbox for this one. All right, the big one. The big one is here. God of War fans, you guys are eating good this week because we got 2 announcements in the God of War franchise. First up is Sons of Sparta, which is one that genuinely made me wish I had a PS5. It is a 2D side-scrolling action game developed by an indie studio called Mega Cat Studios. Not Santa Monica, which is cool, but you'll play as a young Kratos, a Spartan soldier Kratos. He's not a god, definitely not a father, just a regular old soldier, and it looks pretty cool. It's got that like retro style 2D vibe where it's like kind of pixelated, but like kind of 2D, almost HD kind of thing. It looks really cool. It looks definitely up my alley. I wish it was on PC, but that's just how it goes, I guess. And I'm not the deepest into the God of War lore, but if you are, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fan service here. It looks like the type of game that's just going to deliver on all those, backstory, like Kratos backstory kind of things. And honestly, if this leans into like the Metroidvania style exploration, tight combat, and that backstory for Kratos, I think it could do really well. Oh, and it's out right now, which is the crazy part. It shadow dropped yesterday. Only on PS5, exclusive. Hopefully it comes to PC soon. But if you want to play this, it is literally out right now. So go play it. Let me know how it is. The second announcement was a remake of the original God of War trilogy. When I made my greatest game of all time video for God of War 2018, someone commented on that video saying they hoped that we'd get a remake for the original God of War games. And I remember thinking, like, there's no way. These new ones are so much more popular. I don't think they're ever going to go back to that. Maybe they'll make a new game in the old story, but I don't think they're going to remake it. But I was wrong, and if that person is watching, I am happy for you. That's exciting. This was very much just an announcement, though. It literally could have been an Instagram post. But it did feature T.C. Carson, who was the original voice of Kratos, and hopefully that means he's reprising his role. I don't think he explicitly said that, but he is Kratos to a lot of people, and he just seems like a cool guy, so hopefully he's going to be playing Kratos in this new game. And yeah, still in very early development, so we'll have to wait for more details. It doesn't even have close to a release date yet. I expect maybe 2027, 2028, but that's just speculation. This next one I will keep short because I have never actually played a Metal Gear Solid game, and if I'm being honest, especially the older ones, don't really grab me very much. But this is a PlayStation showcase. I'm doing a video about PlayStation, and we got a big Metal Gear Solid announcement, so we'll have to cover it, right? Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 was confirmed, and it will include updated versions of Metal Gear Solid 4, Peace Walker, and Ghost Babel, or Babel. I don't know what that means. If you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, this is probably huge. If you're like me, just nod respectfully and move on, I guess. It drops August 27th on all platforms, including the Switch. The last one I'll cover today is a brand new Castlevania game. Yes, actually new. Not a remake, not a port, an actual new entry in the series. Konami really came out swinging in this showcase. I mean, from Metal Gear Solid to Castlevania, like what more could you ask of them? This trailer was cool. It was short, but it was cool. It looks like a classic 2D Castlevania game. I mean, there wasn't really much to it. Backtracking, platforming, tight combat, gothic vibes. Really just everything you want from a classic Castlevania. It didn't really seem like it's going to reinvent the genre or the series or anything, but if you're into the series, then it definitely looks like something that you would want. It's just classic Konami doing Castlevania things. I forgot to write down the release date if it has one, so I will put it somewhere on the screen. But yeah, cool. So that was the state of play from my perspective, at least. I know I missed a lot of games. Again, this showcase was an hour long, so I definitely couldn't cover everything. But if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you're new, help out a small channel. I would be very grateful. And let me know which game you're most hyped for. And also let me know if you're playing Sons of Sparta. I genuinely wish I could play it, and I'm very curious to see how it is. As per usual, I've been Janky. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.